back, everybody. This is Raw Intuition Inside Scoop, and we have another really great guest today. It is Michael from his YouTube channel, is the Vegan Activist, and he has been just killing the YouTube thing, just doing so great with spreading the vegan message and showing people how to become vegan and be better activists. And so I brought him onto the channel, and I want him to share with you guys how you can improve your activism, or if you're somebody that's just looking to learn about veganism. Michael's the guy to go to. He has a lot of resources and a lot of knowledge about this subject. So Michael, welcome to the channel.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Thank you.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So first off, what does it mean for people that don't really know what veganism really is? Can you tell people, what does it mean to be vegan?
Yeah, well, from my perspective, everyone wants to change the world. Like, we all want to do something good for the planet, but no one really knows how to do it. And most people in their everyday world, they're all like really confused by how to actually be a good person and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
With veganism, you can stand up at least 3 times a day and you can say, I'm opposed to injustice. I care about my health and I care about the planet that we live on.
Mm-hmm.
And you're actually following through. Your beliefs are aligned with your actions.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I know for me, like, I was always health conscious my whole life, but I still ate animal products and meat and dairy and things like that. And so I thought I was being healthy, but I didn't really connect the two, you know? And so once I saw some videos about the true nature of animal products, you know, it really started to click for me, and I understood that, well, hey, this isn't really what I thought it was. So yeah. So your channel is called the Vegan Activist.
Yeah.
Why? What does it mean? What is a vegan activist? What does that mean?
Well, it's someone that's not just saying, I want to do the right thing. It's someone that's saying, I want to share this great thing. You know, it's great for my body. It's great for the planet. I want to share it with the world. I want to wake other people up to this great lifestyle. I want other people to know that, you know, animals are being abused and the planet's being destroyed, the oceans. And I want other people to know that there's a better way to be healthy. You can be healthy by, you know, eating loads of fresh fruits and vegetables and all these sort of things. And most people don't realize that. So you have to say, you know, someone could be suffering from a horrible illness. I can save your life. You know, there's animals being tortured in slaughterhouses. We can save their lives. All you have to do is make a few simple changes, and we can do this. And it's about just giving people the facts, giving people the information, just helping people to just make the connection.
Yeah, it is about just making that connection, you know, like in my case, that was the same thing. So what was it for you that helped you make that connection? Because I assume you haven't been vegan your whole life, correct?
No. Well, I was vegetarian when I was about 11, which was several years ago. And that was really because I looked at sort of animals and they just really made me feel sick when I ate them. I mean, maybe that was something to do with the fact that they're unhealthy, or just because, you know, dead animal flesh. But yeah, from a really young age, I always thought it was a bit weird to just consume dead animals. And I didn't have the internet back at that time. I didn't really have the access to, you know, learn about what was going on or any of the sort of real information about nutrition.
Yeah.
So for the first sort of 5 years, I was just sort of vegetarian, still had a lot of eggs and dairy. And then as I got to about sort of 16, 17, I read some leaflets. I did sort of educational stuff in school. I did it was food tech in one of the lessons, and I just sort of learned about veganism and started to realize that there were a lot of problems associated with eggs and dairy, and the, you know, all the things that are going on. And slowly I started to think, well, you know, there's something in this, and I experimented, you know, tried loads of lot of vegan foods and things, and it all tasted good. So I watched a few videos on YouTube. I hadn't really watched YouTube before, but I started watching a few videos, watched a few speeches and talks, and literally just overnight, I just did it. I just, you know, whatever we had in the house, I just said, yeah, let's just get this thing, because, you know, we had potatoes in the house, let's just cook something with potatoes. We had bananas in the house, let's just make a load of bananas. Yeah. So I just sort of pulled it off and made it happen, and then, like, slowly I realized, you know, there was way more stuff I could eat, and there was more information I needed to learn, but, you know, it's just a great process of learning more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of surprising when you first get into this and you start to realize, it's really not that hard,
Yeah,
especially today with, so many options in the grocery stores and all that. New
yeah.
companies popping up, all the time with vegan options. So
Mm.
yeah, it's getting easier and easier for people. But in your opinion, why is it important that we care about veganism, care about the animals? Why should people care about that?
Well, I think right now there's a real sense of urgency. Like, I think there's a statistic that by 2050, the oceans will be fishless and they'll be pretty much destroyed.
Hmm.
And the environment's not going to be a very nice place to live in the next 100 years. And like, for people that have children, their children aren't going to live in a very nice world if we don't, get our act together and change the world.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that really gives me that drive is just looking at the state of the environment and animals. It's been going on for so long, and people are really starting to just sort of change their opinions on, how we actually treat other creatures that live on the planet.
Hmm.
And it's the perfect thing to do right now. It's so easy to do. So yeah,
Yeah, people don't really realize. It's funny. We now have access to YouTube and all these videos
yeah,
showing how you know pigs, cows, chickens, they all, if you could have them in your house like you had a dog, and they would act just like that dog would act. They all have
yeah,
personalities. They all have their own little quirks and things like that. So they can show compassion, they can show love, and people don't really connect those two. They feel like the
mm,
barn animals are just kind of machines, or just like products,
yeah,
and they really have their own you know personalities, and they can show and feel pain and love and all that. So I think that's something that a lot of people just need to see and understand, and that might help as well with connecting
yeah,
the two. But so personally for you, what have first off, I want to kind of go back to the environment that you talked about.
yeah.
Uh, what what is animal agriculture doing to the environment?
It's destroying all the rainforests. It's destroying the oceans. It's taking up all the food and the grains that we could feed to third world countries that don't have enough food. We're using all that. We're feeding it to the animals, and then we're eating the animals and getting sick. Things like heart disease and all that. And that's destroying the lives of not just the animals but the humans. Um, yeah, just the whole planet. The land, the oceans. I mean, the atmosphere as well. It's all just from all the pollution and things that's caused by all the slaughterhouses.
Hmm.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Right. And what is it, like a football field or so is cleared of rainforest? Is it every
Yeah,
every hour or
I think so. Yeah,
every hour? Yeah, for grazing, for just raising livestock that are going to be consumed. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean it's crazy how many different aspects of the environment are affected by just animals for consumption, animal agriculture.
yeah.
Yeah. But for health purposes, or actually any sort of way you want to look at it, what sort of benefits have you seen in your life since becoming vegan?
Yeah, I think from more like a spiritual side, just to
Mhm.
start off,
Yeah.
I really become a lot more positive, and I think my just outlook on life is a lot more selfless, and I don't just think about myself. I think about everything around me. If I like walk down the street and I see like a worm that's on the road, I might just like put it back in the grass, and it's just those little things that you just start to think about. So I think
Yeah.
I've become much like a kinder person.
Yep.
Because I was never, a lot of people don't really realize this. I was never a really big animal lover.
Mm.
I think I love cats and dogs and things, but
Yep.
I was never someone that spent a lot of time just playing with animals all day.
Hmm.
But as soon as I went vegan, I sort of realized, the things, how beautiful some of the creatures can be.
Yeah.
And I've now sort of connected with animals in a sort of completely deeper level. I think from a health side, though, I've become a lot more energetic. I've got a lot more energy. I just sort of feel good. Like when you wake up, even if I haven't had enough sleep or something, I still have that sort of underlying energy to just do something and that motivation.
Yep.
Just in the whole body. It depends what I eat really, because I have times when I eat less healthy and more healthy. But if I just wake up and have like a big massive banana smoothie, I can just do like my fitness has improved. I can just go for like big 2-hour bike rides, 3 hours if I want to push myself.
Yeah.
I think my skin's got a lot clearer. I think like just the way I function, like in general, it's just so much easier to live. And you don't really realize it when you're, just going through your everyday life. But when you switch over like this, you just feel like everything has got like a little bit better, in every single way.
Yeah. Yeah. I've experienced all those things as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, clarity of mind, just positive attitude,
Yeah.
just energy levels. Yeah, it's really awesome to see. I know you help a lot of people learn how to become vegan. Could
Yeah.
you share some tips for the viewers on, what are some easy steps that they can take to adopt a vegan lifestyle?
Yeah. So I think the first step, you should always just educate yourself. So spend like a few hours or, maybe just a whole day, just looking on some really, key websites and resources. Just go on like there are documentaries you can look at like Earthlings, Forks Over Knives, Cowspiracy.
Hmm.
Just watch a few documentaries. Just to learn what's going on. Look on some websites like Veganuary has a lot of it debunks a lot of the myths, and it says how to like eat out and tips on nutrition and things like that. Also, Gary Rofsky's website, adapt.org, has a really big sort of scope of all the sort of information you need to know. If you spend a whole day just looking through all that, you'll have a pretty big grasp of what's going on and how to do it. I think the next step is to just figure out how to make it reality, because it's easy just to have all this information and know that it's the right thing to do, but you have to know how to do it. So spend a few hours or, just spend a day, talking to other people or just going on YouTube and going on like recipe websites.
Hmm.
Just find some food, find some meals, make it, when you're first doing it, just look what's in your cupboards or, what's in your fruit bowl and just like find a way to make it possible right now. And then you can just work from there. Like next time you go shopping, you can just find some more, things that you didn't know existed, and you just learn from there. But, you have to have a solid set of staples that, you can just go to. Like, I really love banana smoothies. I think if I'm ever hungry, just go to the banana smoothie, just throw a few bananas in the blender, blend it all up. You just got that. I had one just before here, just now. Just
Yeah.
it's just the best thing to do. And then gradually, just have an open mind and just keep learning more. And once you've made that first step and you've just started eating these meals, even if you make mistakes and mess up, just let it go and just keep moving forward. And, you're going to get better and better. You're going to learn more and more as you progress.
Hmm.
But, just don't beat yourself up about making a few mistakes at the beginning. That's really important.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And being perfect, I think, is something that, it's hard for any of us, regardless of how, experienced we are
Yeah.
with, so many products, including animals. But it's, yeah, like I said, it's just doing what you can with what you have and just going from there.
Yeah.
Um, as far as like animal rights and activism, what kind
Yeah.
of tips would you give people if they're interested in that side of things?
I think the first step to becoming an activist is to make sure you know enough information to be able to share it with people, because it's not a good idea to try and educate people and like really, engage in these big arguments and debates if you don't know all the facts yourself.
Yeah.
So spend quite a bit of time just, learning, information about nutrition and, what's going on in the different industries, just so that you've got that to, back yourself up if you do come into sort of an awkward situation when someone, calls you out and you just don't know. Because I've had that quite a few times. It's okay to, not know something, but you need to know enough to be able to just convince someone if they're really confused.
Yeah.
So make sure you're educated on it all. And then it's just go out. You can either do it, in real life, go out onto the streets, or just, people, in everyday situations, like you could be at work or at school or, just, walking around the supermarket or somewhere. Just engage in lots of conversations, just get people thinking about it, give people tips. You can be healthier if you eat more fresh fruits. just drop all these little things in, just get people thinking, plant all the seeds everywhere. And that's a really good place to start. And then if you keep planting all the seeds, some of them will grow up and you'll get people going, oh yeah, actually, I heard what you said. I've watched this video on YouTube. I've looked at these other things, and now I really want to start up. And then you just guide them through it. You just shepherd them through the process. Mm-hmm. Tell them what you wish you'd known when you first started, and give them all that sort of advice. And usually people can just get there. And if you don't want to do it in everyday situations, the best place to find loads of people to do it is online. If you go on somewhere like Twitter, if you go on Twitter and type in I want to go vegan, or I want to be vegan, or something like that, there's loads of people, several people an hour usually, that have just typed I want to be vegan. So you just follow them and drop them a message. And not everyone really wants help, but if you keep doing that, you're guaranteed that someone's going to come back and you're going to be able to help them. And you can do the same on YouTube. People that are just a bit confused on like your own videos, or just videos that have just got hundreds of millions of views. You can just help anyone that's in the comments, give them information. If you set up your own sort of email and Skype and things, you can help people more one-to-one personally. Mm-hmm. You can go on Facebook. There's loads of sort of opportunities to share pictures and things with all your friends, and go on like other groups and learn more. You just get tips on how to spread it in the most effective way possible. So yeah, just use different things like that. There's loads of different social media platforms. There's things like Tumblr and all these things that I don't really know about yet. But if different people have their different platforms, Instagram is good for if you like to share really nice pictures and just sort of lead by example and show people how to do it, and gives people that little inspiration. But yeah, just do something. Make an effort to do at least one thing to engage in a conversation or do something like that. And using the internet, you can do that like on a daily basis. You just wake up, it could just be like a 10-minute ritual, just to get yourself started. First thing you wake up, go on YouTube, go on like a video that's about veganism or something. Look for someone that needs help, and just give them a few bits of information, or just give them a few food ideas. I think a really good way to help people is not to just say, you're really bad, you're doing a bad thing. Just go, there's a better way, and this is how you do it. And people will just be like, oh yeah, maybe I should try that. So yeah, that's generally what I'd say.
Yeah, those are really good tips. I think it's important, even if, initially, just is even tiny little things, just as a conversation with somebody, if you just plant that seed, even if they don't accept it right away,
it'll go along in their mind.
Yeah, exactly. People come back to you later on, and then they start asking more questions. So
I've had a lot of that.
Yeah, me too. And it's just like it's crazy how at first you think that you're not maybe making as big of a difference, but then later on you see that just even doing little things is important.
Just by consistently doing something.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. I think one example I found was through Facebook. When I first started, I didn't really know how to do any sort of activism really, but I just shared pictures and little bits of information. And then after a year of doing it, I had a few people being like, I've been looking at all these pictures and things you'd shared and all these little statuses you'd done. Mm-hmm. And, they really, really got me thinking. So now I'm ready to make the shift, and like now it's the best time, I've decided. And like they might not have done that if I wouldn't have, every couple of days just posted that little bit of information to get people sort of thinking about it.
Yeah.
So it does work.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if people want to find out more about your work, because, I would really encourage all of my viewers to go to your channel. You're over 22,000 subscribers now.
Yeah.
Been doing it
crazy.
For like less than a year, right?
It's about like 9-10 months now.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you've got some awesome videos that you posted, really high quality. Where can they find you?
Yeah, it's just on YouTube, it's just The Vegan Activist. On Instagram, it's Vegan Activist. Twitter, it's The Vegan Activist. Skype, The Vegan Activist. It's usually the same for all of them.
Okay.
Facebook, I have a page that's The Vegan Activist, or just friend me as Michael Goodchild. I'm happy to friend people if they want to chat.
Awesome. Yeah, and you encourage people to email you or anything like that with questions on...
Yeah, the email is theveganactivist@hotmail.com.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good. And Skype's easy, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, I've been following you for, since you started your channel, and I'm really
Yeah.
liking what you're putting out. So I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to what you come up with in 2016.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. And guys, go check out Michael's channel and all his resources if you're interested in finding out more about this topic. And have a great day. Go out there and be a vegan activist. And we'll catch you in the next video.
Detoxify your mind and body. Be the change you want to see. Small steps towards living better. Small steps to where I want to be.